In today's episode, we are talking about 5 secrets for a championship offense. Things that I have learned throughout the years that weren't necessarily taught to me, but I had to discover for myself. Today, I'm going to share all this knowledge with you. The first thing I want to let you guys know is this episode today took me about 60 seconds to plan. 5 things, I went bang, 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 and I got it done. And it's going to be awesome. But if you are wanting to find more crazy awesome ways to improve your offense, I just took about 3 weeks mapping out my next course, which is going to be offense related. You're going to get into here and learn how I won all these belts, tricks that I've used to create the awesome offense, which I have. I have a link down below where you can join the waitlist to get notified when this course opens. It's not happening yet, but jump on that waitlist, and when it happens, you're going to be one of the first to know that it's available. Now, we are talking about offense and how to improve that outside just standing there and going, okay, I'm going to try and get this perfect technique. The things which you don't necessarily learn in the gym. The very first tip that I want to give you, and I was actually teaching this to somebody the other day, is they were doing their private lesson with me. I went, look your offense is great, but what I want to see you do now is simultaneously do your offense while being able to be defensive. And you might be all going, oh, okay, how do I do that? How do I train that? Well, very simple. I had him step forward, and as he always would, throw the jab. Throw the jab. So he's working the stick, then I had him switch hands. So he's still throwing the jab, but instead of here, he's throwing here. And this allows me to use my left hand to, at the same time as he jabs, I jab him, or I hook him. When I'm throwing these, he has to be able to execute the jab, but to catch the other hand. And this allows you, or makes you, I guess more so, throw but stay defensive. It's not just, oh, I'm 100% offensive and I'm just gonna throw and keep my hands up. You actually have to throw your shot while recognizing what the other person is doing. And this is great. If you step forward and you see somebody throwing a round kick, as you enter, you might be able to still catch. So incorporating that defensive mindset into your offense is only gonna help that offense explode in skill level, because it takes away the fear which you might normally have. The next thing which we have to be able to do, and this is very obvious, but not everybody can do it well, is safely enter. But not just safely enter like, okay, from here I can move in and throw my jab cross, and I know how to do that because I have my hands up. There are so many ways to enter, safely entering with kicks, safely entering with hands, with boxing combos, safely entering with fakes, safely entering into the clench, and so many other things. You need to have answers for all of those, because if normally you step forward and you're like, yeah, I'm great at getting my head off the center line or faking and entering, but all of a sudden you're getting outboxed by this guy. Maybe every time you step in, he steps back and he jabs you. You're just getting lit up. You need to have alternative ways to make sure you can enter safely. And it might even be, yeah, I'm still gonna enter and throw my hands, but I'm gonna fake with a really high leg first to really throw them off, to make them try and catch, or to feel threatened and take that little step back. So when I come from here, then I can enter and continue on. Lots of variation in your entries will help you gain confidence and will stop you from being one of those people in the gym who ask me so many times, I'm feeling gun shy. Like, I'm out here and I know what to do, but I can't just commit. Well, this is the answer to being able to commit on your offense. The next thing which will help develop that championship offense is to hone in on your opponent's weakness. Now, I'm going to explain to you very quickly how you can go about doing this and what you want to avoid in like 60 seconds. We're just going to bang this off. When you get in against somebody and you know nothing about them, you have to trial and error techniques. So if I step in and I throw a front kick and it lands, that's great. I'm not going to go right back to the front kick, but I will continue to use it. If I throw the left round kick next time and he catches it, and he hollows out and sweeps me, I should go, well, maybe I'm gonna give that one a little bit of time before I throw it again. So you have to be able to experiment, usually with the safer techniques first that have less consequences of throwing them, and go, okay, this is working or this isn't. And if you're having lots of success with something like a low kick, you start adding it at the end of combos, and then going back to maybe little scissor fakes, and then back to a combo, and then some individual ones, and you keep exploiting over and over. And it's all about reading your opponent's reactions and how they're dealing with your offense so you can decide the best way to continue picking them apart. Next up is distance control. This is so important for offense. Again, I was doing a private with somebody the other day. We were sparring, I was doing some work with him, and I was having some success landing the jab. Just flicking him in the forehead with the jab. And after I went, do you know why I was able to do that? It's not because I'm incredibly fast. It's because we were at this range, let's say normally right here where I can't quite reach him. And I would just do this. I would do this and I'd move for a second and he wouldn't really notice the difference in distance that I had created. And now I'm that much closer and the flick coming out was just that much quicker because I closed distance. But if you don't recognize that the person has just moved up a little bit and you could time it, right? I could time it with a fake. I could be here and just be like, poof, and now I'm that much closer. Maybe, poof. He doesn't notice that big difference, but now I don't even have to move my feet to touch him. So the element of distance is crucial to offense. And it's very often when you watch my older fights why I would stay mobile. I would always be bouncing around because as soon as they move on me, I'm out of range. And I'm always maintaining that. And yes, small distances make a massive difference. It stops this guy from being offensive, but more importantly, you can end up learning exactly when you can attack, what attacks are ideal at different distances. And we have to touch on this, right? It's so important to have that understanding to improve your offense. And the last thing, again, without getting into the real basics or anything too in depth that will really help us on our offense, is our ability to fake. Our fakes are going to be crucial. They allow us to read our opponent, gather data to make them freeze. And again, there's so many ways to do fakes. So this little clip here that I'm going to show you from, I think it's a fight in China. I just lift my leg up, just lift it up to a front kick position, drop it, and then follow with the front kick. And this shot, even though you can't tell it from this little clip, this winded the guy so bad. And then I was able to go, okay, I'm going to put some pressure on him, but I know he's fatigued. He's not going to want to engage in the boxing. And catching his round kick and sweeping him was just so easy because he was already hurt. And it all stemmed from me going, okay, here and then to there. If I would have just walked straight in and tried to throw the front kick, probably wouldn't have had the same success, but it's the fake which froze him and allowed me to follow up with that next technique. The faking is so important. You don't just have to always be on the outside being like, okay, I'm just going Adesanya style where I'm not really following up. I mean, that's great and all, but when you can start doing something like I fake and then I follow up, or I fake and then I exploit the side of the head because the person dropped their elbows down and left that open. Faking will take your skill level offensively to that next level. So again, I put this episode together in about 60 seconds. Imagine what's going to happen when we get to this offense course and you guys have 25 videos approximately. And I spent 3 weeks creating this perfect outline of how to share everything offensively in here with you guys. So be sure to sign up on that wait list. There's no commitment, right? You just sign up and you'll get an email letting you know when the course is being launched and you get some deals, right? The longer you wait, the more expensive the course gets. So if you have your email down there, you're going to be one of the first people to find out at the best price possible. Thank you for joining, guys. As always, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another video.